So exercise today is a V squat variation. So it's good if your gym doesn't contain a V squat machine. This is another variation that we can use. The purpose of the V squat is actually to target, it's a quad dominant exercise. What we're actually going to focus on is the outer quad sweep during this motion. So what we're going to get Crystal to do is actually tie yourself under. I'd probably recommend going back out towards the glass there, so go back under the bar. All right, what I'd recommend always doing before you even go under a bar is always make sure your hands are aligned, because the last thing you want to do is pop out a shoulder or anything like that under some load because you didn't set up correctly. So the biggest thing when it comes to training is actually your setup principles. So as we can see here, she's roughly 2 handprints away from the grip. You probably can't see it too well in the video, but the grip's right here, and we've got 2 fingers and then 2 fingers roughly. So what we want to do is, other bars do have grid lines like such that you can reference your hands away from as well. But the point of the game is you want to be balanced throughout the whole exercise in all areas, including your hips, your arms, and your feet. So what we're going to do now is we also want to make sure the core and the back is well supported, because you want to have a very strong foundation before you even start moving this kind of weight, or even during an exercise of a compound or conventional movement. So what we're going to do is actually get you to hold onto that bar, squeeze yourself under, squeeze your scats together. So go under the bar for me. What it will actually do is squeezing under the bar will actually activate your traps, make them a little bit higher, make them a little bit more cushiony. So that way you're actually going to get the weight on the muscle, not actually on the spine or the bone of the neck. Alrighty, her elbows are going to be tucked in nice and tight. Her back here is going to be nice and solid because it's nice and contracted. So as you can see, if we do it from the rear, the back's going to be firm rather than like that. So what we want to do is have a nice, strong foundation. It will allow you to set better into your movements, get a little bit better strength as well. So what we're going to do now is going to move our feet. So vertically from, we're going to probably go about 1 step out. So roughly about toes to here. That's it. Everyone is different. So if you've got obviously a bit of tight hip flexors, or you've got a back pain or something like that, or you just physically can't get down in the motion without your feet being any wider forward, then obviously vary the positioning and do what is right for you, but try and keep the concept around about the same here as well. So what we want to do is we want to scoot the feet right together, because the purpose is the outer quad sweep. So we're going to focus in here on her quads as such. So what we're going to do is we're going to unrack that weight, so jumping up. Alrighty, we're going to sink. First movement, your aim of the game is to go vertically down. All right, that way you keep a nice strong posture, and we're going to bring our glutes to our heels in this movement and back up there. So as you can see, her knees aren't going over her toes. It's a vertical down. Let's get a maximum stretch. It's all coming from the quad. The knees are driving out as she comes up. They're not touching together. Now the biggest thing is when we're doing squats, you'll see most individuals when they're doing a squat, their knees will buckle. So let go of your knees. So go in and up. That's it. So see here, when I buckle her knees, they'll touch. That's weakness of the outer abductor, which is in the glute, that is firing, which is what happens. So generally what happens is the body works in a midline. All right, so whenever the body is struggling or needs extra support or strength, straight away it will go straight towards the midline of the body to gain that strength. So if you've got weakness or your glutes aren't firing, straight away your abductors are going to pull that knee in, and then your knees will come straight in during that motion. So straight in and up. So that's exactly what's going to happen. Alrighty, and it'll buckle. So what you want to do is actually drive those knees out, shoulder width apart roughly, so go down. And that way you're going to get a good activation in the glute and a good activation in the adduction, and up. Boom, there you go. And as you can see there, the quad's actually a lot more engaged during that motion as well. All right, so that's just a simple exercise and variation of a V squat if your gym doesn't have one.